I don't know about y'all out there, but I've been in a place where I'm like, what I do with this last $5?
Real talk. Oh, for real.
Like,
Man,
like,
you be going through old jackets like, man, why couldn't I left $100 bill in this jacket?
Listen, bro, I got stories, bro. It's been times in my life I've been so broke,
Man.
that in church, when they say give, bro, I'm giving like 50 cents.
Man.
And I was blessed the 50 cent was in there.
Yes.
I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing.
Bring your energy. This brand is truly for us.
Black Bread University.
Man, we back like we never left.
Yeah, because we ain't never left.
We ain't never left, man. We ain't going nowhere, man.
Let's
Black
go.
Bread
Where we at,
comes
though? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with episode 5, Black Bread Universities.
Episode 5 already, man. Powered by blackbreaduniversity.com. What's going on, people?
Black Bread Show. Yeah.
We did it, man. A month out, man.
Exactly.
You know,
Yo,
that's crazy.
Got a new little setting. Things look a little different.
And more importantly, man, today is a special podcast that we have.
Yes, it is.
You know, we have a special guest. Yes. I mean, you know, I'm so honored that she is here.
The stars are in the building.
The stars are in the building. If you are in Chicago or even national, you got to know this lady, man. She is the person that you need to know. When you know how they say check in? When you come into Chicago, man, you need to check in with her. You know, she's connected to everybody. Everybody loves her. The one and only, second to none, Starr.
Connect the stars.
Connect the stars.
Let's get it.
Hey, welcome.
thank you. Such an honor. You know, I'm so happy to be the first guest.
The first guest of the Black Bread Show, for sure.
There can only be one.
It only could be one. So once again, guys, I'm Mark Edmond.
I'm Jamel Lewis. Welcome to the Black Bread Show.
And welcome back. So let's get into it.
Starr, it is an honor, like you said, Mark, to have you here. And really, I think it's a great opportunity for not only for us to pick your brain, but just to be able to actually do it in this setting. I feel like it's great when we're able to do the work that we do, and meet people along the way. But when we meet them along the way, now we get the opportunity to share gifts like yours with the rest of our, viewing audience, listening audience, and even the world. So, honored to have you here. If you could just start by telling us about yourself, your background, what brought you to the entertainment space and connecting stars. How did you get here? What got you started?
So first I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I have to give all the glory to God because
Facts.
I've been kind of in this space my whole life by accident. So it was always just alignment. Started from dancing in a dance group that led me on some of the top stages, and even a small time when I was a rapper and I was on legendary stages and things of that nature. It just always led me back to this industry. Even when I was conflicted, to be honest, by being a Christian and being like, I'm not sure, it led me back to this industry in so many different ways, from sports to radio to media to behind the scenes. So I just realized this is where God planted me. This is where he wanted me to be able to share my gifts with creatives like myself who kind of have a hard time finding out where their space is. And so it wasn't me. I can't honestly even tell you that I had a plan or a path, but I could just tell you it was definitely my purpose.
Wow. Nah, that's amazing, man. And it's dope to even notice, what your purpose is, looking at, like you said, your background and how things just happen, and it all happened because you took action, and I think that's a key, that's a goal right there, right? So we want to make sure that we put a pin in that. You took action, which allowed other doors to be opened up for you. And then, I'm not going to do no name drops, but you also like a manager of several different large brands and celebrities and influencers and things of that nature, including the Black Bread Co.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to just say, how did you get from, like you said, being on those legendary stages to actually being in the background, the back scene, of the industry?
So for me, as crazy as this may sound to most, I always just wanted to have fun and enjoy myself and be around people who I felt aligned with or things that I felt aligned with. So I was doing these things for fun, and I would have done these things for free.
Right.
So I know it's cliche when they say turn your passion into your purpose, but I literally was following my passion.
Yeah.
Literally speaking to people, communication, networking. As back when I first started, it probably was a name, but me being so young, I didn't understand that I was naturally networking.
Right.
It was just things that came around me. People were magnetized to me, and I'm friendly, so I wanted to be friends. I didn't realize that my friends would be my fortune. You know what I mean? It's so crazy when I think about these things. I'm like, all the cliche sayings have literally happened to me.
Facts.
So I don't even know, honestly, if I can answer your question, because I ended up in the background because I have a calling to be of service. I tell everybody I am a servant of God first.
Facts.
Use me, just don't misuse me, or utilize me, just don't misuse me. And because I naturally wanted to help people, even if I wasn't in their lane, I wanted to assist them. Like, I'm like, oh, Jamel, you sing. That's dope. If I hear anything about someone needing a singer, Jamel's name is in my mouth in that room.
Exactly.
Even if I'm not telling him, if it goes through it. But, oh, Mark, you into construction?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Mark's name is, I'm not into construction, but Mark's name is in my mouth in that room if I hear anybody saying anything. So I just naturally talk a lot.
Somebody got to do it.
I just naturally am not afraid to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm naturally not afraid to to see where there's an opportunity for a need and put my people in place or mention a name. And these things turned into a career for me. On accident.
That's dope. And I think so many women can look up to you, men as well, because like what you just said, like knowing what your ministry is, knowing what your calling is. And if you tap into your purpose, basically is what I heard. When you tap into your purpose, nothing can stop you. You know what I'm saying? That's a window, that's a door no man can close because it's for you. And I think a lot of times, we get so caught up in competing, and I'm a huge fan when it comes to competing. Right. I'm all about the competition. However, when you competing, you also got to be in your own purpose, and that's going to help you win. Mm-hmm. So I applaud you for that for sure.
That's dope. It keeps you out of anybody else's lane.
Exactly.
Your purpose keeps you out of anybody else's lane.
And nobody else can duplicate it,
Right.
And then we always feel like it's too many, like it's saturated, it's too many people. But what's meant for you is for you.
Right.
And I think we don't shed enough light on the women in these industry entertainment, because there's a lot of women bosses, there's a lot of women CEOs, a lot of women presidents that's out here kicking down doors, breaking through these glass ceilings.
Absolutely.
And they're doing it like quietly almost.
Right.
And, sometimes we see the person that's on the stage, but we don't pay enough attention to how they got on the stage. Yeah. We got on a lot of stage and we met a lot of people because we had this lady, Starr,
helped us get on stage, right?
Get there.
Yeah.
And people look at us like, man, y'all amazing. Y'all doing this. How you do this? How you do this? And it's like, Starr.
Connect the stars.
Connect the stars. She connect you for a reason.
So how, like, I want to learn about like your transition. Like you said, you went from being on stage, understanding your purpose to working behind the scenes. Like, how do you transition to that?
So let me be completely transparent. Learning my purpose was a journey, and I'm still on it, if I'm gonna be honest.
Facts.
Because my career didn't have a path. I have the bachelor's, working on the PhD, you know what I'm saying, built their master's. We all know these things. But there was no path for me to follow.
Carve your own path.
On accident.
Yeah.
It was God. So when I say that, it was flesh, accident, spiritual purpose. Because
I like that. Ooh, that's cool.
Because my flesh was not going for these things. If, to be honest, I dim my light a lot of times to be of the quote unquote normal or average, or just give me the 9 to 5 because that's what we're taught, or that's what school or certain things teach you. I used to want to be a sports agent.
Wow.
A lot of sports agents didn't look like me. they weren't my gender.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you had to be a lawyer. I took a contract law class, right?
Yeah.
The first day I was like, this not for me.
Know your purpose.
Because I didn't understand, which is funny because now I'm reading contracts all day and all night. But I was afraid to step in that because I was like, this not for me. I'm the only person in this class that looked like me.
Right.
So more than it wasn't for me, I was more afraid of opening myself up. And if I failed, what I would look like to everybody else. When honestly, I could have been on that hurt. I could have just gave myself a little bit more credit.
Right.
But from a girl born on the southeast side of Chicago, pretty smart, went to decent schools, but was never appreciated for my brains. It was always, she could dance, she's pretty, or she's fat, whatever else, the popular, blah, 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 whatever. I was fighting with, there was more.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was. So me learning my purpose has been kind of very recent. And the reason why is because when I push these things away, they come back double. And I'm like, I quit.
That's how you know.
I told y'all I'm
you know
not doing this. I didn't ask to be your manager, your assistant, your this. And people are like, but you're already doing it. I'm just trying to add the money to you because literally you're doing it for me as my friend. Why won't you do it and make the money? Because I didn't see the worth in it. Not in the value of what I was doing, but I didn't see it in myself, to be honest. I felt if I wasn't clocking in and if I wasn't somebody telling me you're worth this to make this money, and it wasn't right. And when I realized
it's a mindset.
It's a mindset. When I realized I'm always speaking differently, my bosses become my peers in a sense. Like they're not talking to me on levels. I worked at one job and got promoted almost every year, if not every 6 to 7 months. I remember one story in particular where one of my bosses, I'm not going to say his name, but you know who you are. And and I looked up to him. He was really dope, put me in position. But another boss who was like all of our bosses came in. He was like, Starr, what do you want to do? Like he asked me the question that we always ask. What do you want to do? What's your path? And I was like, I'm trying to figure that out at that time. So my other immediate boss, he was like, you know what? You're all over the place. I need you to kind of figure it out. And in that moment, it clicked to me. I said, I've never met a CEO or owner that only knew one aspect of a job. So what I was doing was learning so many things, and I didn't know that was training me to be an owner. I didn't realize that was training me at that time to be the CEO. I didn't realize that was training me to understand and have the capacity to handle multiple things and tasks. To the same point where this same boss I was working 2 jobs at one time. Because why? When nobody else knew that job, who did? I did. I was filling in for people, and it became a need. And I kind of grew from there. But that was a real big aha moment. And then the bigger boss looked at me, and he said, he said no words. So when he said that, I'm like, oh, he thinks I get it.
You didn't belong in the box.
And so I look at human cues. I look at nonverbal language. I look at things from people who I will look up to, their career, their whatever these things we aspire to. And when they're giving you not that you need it, but sometimes, let's be honest, in flesh, we need that accolades. You need the recognition. You need those awards. You need those. And what's crazy is, as much as I'm so outwardly, I'm a very private person. So it was fighting with myself to be on these public platforms, but then I just want to go home and be with myself or be with my close friends and things of that nature. So I'm still working on that balance.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? So you learn how to add value to yourself. I think that's another key. She dropping a lot of jewels right now, because you got to add value. You got to make yourself more valuable, and other people's going to recognize and see that value that you bring to the table. And then what they're going to do is ask you to do more. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we think like, hey, if I add this extra value to myself, I'm going to get to that level. They're going to leave me alone. But then once you get there, they're going to ask you for something else. And it never stops, until you said, then you start going into creating your own business and kind of doing it for yourself and start getting rid of these bosses you know, and kind of take yourself to that next level, that next platform. So I think that's dope.
Yeah, I've watched you outgrow. I've seen you on a lot of that journey, and if it's one thing, if I take a step back and think about it, every level that I've watched you grow on, you've always pulled people along, and I'm including myself in that. It's like it would be like, yo, I'm working at this arena. Can you come? You want to come sing the national anthem? And it's like, cool. Then it's like, I'm working at this arena. I'm working with this company. You want to do the national anthem?
Keep getting
yeah,
big.
we went from a gym. We went from a gym to arena to the, So I think that's dope that you've always brung people along, and I can see that. Like you said, you play in the background, watched you play. Do the things behind the scene, but always give that light to somebody else to shine.
And I witnessed that magic too. Where she'll meet someone that's broke. They don't have anything going. They just have maybe an idea, maybe a talent, and she like helped them become successful and sustainable, right? And it's not too many people that you can run into and meet where they'll take you on where you are, right, and truly, truly get you to that next level. I done seen it in my own life, right? I've seen it in other people, where, almost like when you feeling like, man, I know I got this talent. I know I got this purpose in my life. I know I'm supposed to be there, but I'm here right now. And then you meet Starr, and half of you is timid because who she is. And, but then when you just be honest and just let her know where you are, she don't make you feel bad. She actually take you in and be like, okay, let's strategize. Let's figure out. You're missing money on the table in so many places. Right. Let's figure out how to make this, like how to make money from this. How can we monetize this? This right here needs to be monetized. Right. And she takes it and thinks on another level that most people is not on, and not thinking naturally. Right. And I just never met nobody like that, that just from the bottom take people up there. And then once you get to the top, she'll leave you alone. Right. It's like, all right, if you need me, come back, I got you. But once again, we got to appreciate people like that, because it's people like her that I don't think it probably happened to you, but people can take advantage of that, because it's like,
or take it for granted.
It happens.
For sure.
Oh, it happens. Oh, please, it happens.
We gonna see.
It just, I don't let it affect me because they didn't really take advantage, because I did it because I wanted to.
Because you wanted to, yeah.
So when people start to feel like it's me, she did this for me. No, I did this because this is me. Yeah. I treated you this way because of who I am. And even if my blessings didn't come back from you, or you didn't treat me right, it doesn't stop me from being me, because only thing you did was close the door for yourself. And 2, 3 other 4 people gonna see, because again, you don't have to be loud all the time. Yeah. And I know that with social media is really hard, especially even my position, because you have to even brand yourself to even get more and bigger. But when you're a person behind the scenes and you really low key enjoy being behind the scenes, right? Hey. It becomes a conflict where you're like, oh, I have to actually record the fact that I genuinely want to feed this man or help this person or give somebody something.
And it shouldn't even be about that.
But it is.
But it is.
Because if you're not doing it on social media, it's not.
It's like it didn't happen.
It's
an unwritten rule, right?
It's an unwritten rule, unfortunately. Yeah. And the crazier part is a lot of the money that people need that gets donated it gets into the wrong hands, because it really becomes who can record it best.
Right.
Versus who's really doing it. Like, for example, and hopefully, y'all won't cut this out. But, there was no camera when you guys went and revisited. When you guys went and revamped Tent City and bought tents that was on the floor, to buy them the tents that's 3 feet up or 3 feet up, so that they wouldn't be sleeping directly on the floor, whether it was the summer or whether it was the winter. And then the generators and things to go with it. Mm-hmm. So when things like that come, you guys won't get the glory. You won't get the glory from flesh and finances, because it wasn't recorded. It comes in other ways. But we didn't do it for that. It wasn't for.
It was a true way to give back.
It was a way to give, in my opinion, for God, for these people. You know what I'm saying? To be able to. That was a personal. Mm-hmm. That was something. And to me, because I like personal things to be personal.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
But we have to record that because then when grants and things come up,
Right.
they need to
They need
have
that.
it, to see it.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
that's where a lot of the conflict for me comes. But I wanted to address something that you said, which is there's no fun to me personally in helping a person who already made it.
Exactly.
There's
That's
no
real.
fun in that journey, and the underdog always gets overlooked.
Always.
And I don't need, once I get them, even if, because I call myself a confidence coach, I call myself a mental health coach. If I am helping you to get to a place where you don't need me no more, my job is done. I will be here if you need me, but my job might have just been to give you the confidence to push through. I don't need the money. I don't need, okay, let me.
Get that bag.
We are.
Get that bag. Stay in that bag.
I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that I don't need money.
Of
I
course,
have
of
children,
course.
I have things I take care of. However, my goal is not doing it for the financial gain.
You got to do it for the purpose.
My goal is doing it for the spiritual gain, as crazy as that may sound.
yeah.
Because you may cut me out of my 10, 15, 20%, but I'm being honest, that supernatural flow, I'd be looking like, oh, that was cute.
Right.
You needed that more than I did because
Clearly.
I'm good. Because what you don't give me when you do right and you attract the right things, you're going to get it tenfold. And that's a fact.
And you know what else?
I'm a witness, living.
To that,
Amen.
to that, and also, man, like the industry,
woman.
the industry is so small that people think that they getting over and that they got one up, and it's like, bro, I'm gonna see you in a circle again. I'm gonna see you somewhere. It's gonna be someone where you think you're gonna go to that next level, and they're gonna call me and say, "Hey, I think you work with this guy. Like, don't you know him? Like, what's going on?" And now it's up to me just to be. Hey, I'm not gonna never stop nobody from getting a bag ever.
Right.
Go get your money, but I gotta be honest with myself and just say, hey,
Right.
I had a situation with him. It didn't work out,
Yep.
but he's a good person.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But, things got a little weird. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like it's such a small world. You gotta be careful how you treat certain relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people want to be in that limelight. They get a taste of that popularity, and now they fiending for that. That's all they wanted to do it for.
Yep.
All they want is to be popular. All they want is to be in the limelight. And it's like, hey, man, bro, slow down.
Yep.
Relax. Don't step on the people on your way up.
Focus on being consistent, bro.
Exactly.
You need to be consistent.
Because those same people you see going up,
You don't see coming down.
you got to see coming down, man. Nothing stays up forever.
Yep.
Nothing.
You know how many people, when I first moved back from, the state I was living in before I came back here, and before I really got into entertainment, I was working as a recruiter somewhere. And I saw people was throwing events or doing things I thought was cool, and I just wanted to be helpful. You know how many people I DM'd or text, not sure if their number was the same, just asking if I could be their assistant.
Yeah.
Can I just help you? Ignored me.
Yeah, exactly.
Fast forward a few months. Not even years.
Ring, ring.
Hey, I see that you're doing this. Hey, I see that you're doing that. Hey, can you assist me, or can you help me, or can I help you? And everything in my heart wants to say, scroll up. Because flesh is saying, you dissed me.
Right.
You this. But spiritual, I say, oh, absolutely. What do you need?
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, when you do it, they will always come back. And I have to remind myself that I'm not working in this industry or for this purpose for other people, but this is what I truly enjoy doing. And so, to your point, your relationship with me can spoil, but I would never say a bad word about you.
Right.
Yeah,
At all.
For sure.
Because because to me that goes twofold.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. I don't want anybody to speak badly about me. So no matter what they say, they're gonna always be like, oh no, she cool for real.
Right.
Like they're gonna be like, no, not the same boss. He say every time I go somewhere, everybody knows you, right? So he was like, and no one ever has to say a bad word about you. Something's off. Now
Right.
this is him
Exactly.
being in his center. He's like, why does everybody?
It's got to
love
be
you?
something.
It
wrong
It's
with
got to
it.
be something. And I'm just like, I work hard
Yeah.
to be the woman that I am, because trust me, I grew up from the southeast side of Chicago. I can,
Right.
with my, you know what I'm saying?
It's
Step
up.
out.
But that's the easy road.
Right.
It's easy to be angry. It's easy to be mean. It's easy to gossip and manipulate. Those are easy things. It's hard to live with integrity.
Nah, for sure.
And do what's right. Yeah.
Intentionally.
Exactly.
And I think something that we got to just change culturally here in Chicago. Now, I'm not talking nowhere else because I don't know how they politics work, you know. But Chicago has like this hater mentality where it's like they want to do business with you as long as that they can profit from it.
Right.
But
or they don't want to do
or
business
they don't want
with
to
you.
do business with you
Right.
because
They're
they
not
don't
even-
really know you. Like Chicago City, that you only doing business with your friends. Like
They do business with their friends.
yeah, they do business with their friends, and not all the time. Like they close doors behind them. Is what I'm trying to say.
Gatekeep.
You know,
Gate-
they gatekeep.
They think they gatekeep.
That's what it is.
It's because ain't nobody really got through. So every little crumb that you get, you feel like you got to hold on to it.
They hold on to it, man.
Gatekeeping don't work. And let me tell everybody out there, anybody who thought that they gatekeeped or tried, let me tell you, what's funny is it come back to you anyway. It came to me anyway. And what's funny was, let's just say that you talking to the manager, and for somehow I end up meeting the owner or
Exactly.
the CEO.
Yep.
You cannot gatekeep. And then
And then when they see
I'm
that you went
sorry to
around,
laugh, but I just
it happens so often, man. Like, and then when they see you, dang, he went around. Like, dang, they
I
on.
didn't go around.
You know, and it's like I ain't go around.
It'll
I went up. Because it came to me.
I was
I
gonna
was
say,
gonna
God
say,
brought it to you.
God brought it
God brought it to
because
you.
when your heart is pure and you're doing things right in His kingdom, He's gonna always
Always.
make sure that you get what you deserve.
In
plus,
all ways.
in abundant, like seriously, in abundant. Like He's gonna make sure to the point where y'all know I've been said this. Like listen, I don't want to answer my phone. People, please start passing out my phone.
For
I
real,
got a
for
second phone number, and I'm like, it's all, and not because I don't enjoy doing the work, but when you are right and people run into so many people who rip them off,
Yep.
when they do get to you, it becomes like, hold on, I really can't help everybody. As much as I want to, it's very overwhelming because it's nonstop. It's this, it's that.
Yeah.
So anybody who's, forgive me, y'all, it's not
It's not personal, man.
it's not personal. It's just me taking care of myself and my mental health to make sure that when I am able to speak with you, I can give you the right me, the me that I know is gonna get you to the level or the reason why you calling me. You know, I have to be able to mentally be there. And that's the point I want to say, especially to women. A lot of times we don't take ourselves because we think we chasing money. You know, a lot of women or people are chasing money, so they don't give themselves those breaks. And now you're giving somebody half of you, or now you're giving somebody, you know, some information that's not really even gonna get them anywhere because you just like, I just need this check. I just got to pay this bill. No, let me take a break. God gon' provide and figure that out. In the meantime, if I really have faith and believe that God got me, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to be honest. Hey, I'm going to get back with you. Hey, this. And when you do have me, I'm going to really take you up because to me, the worst thing in the industry is helping somebody, ghosting them, taking a break, ghosting them, coming back. Don't just be honest. Hey, I needed a
Communication.
moment.
Yeah.
Hey, this isn't the time. Hey, my books are filled. Hey, I don't have the capacity to help you. But if I hear something, I will keep you in mind. To be honest, it's people who called me years ago who don't really understand that when I'm in rooms, I speak their names.
Right.
To this day.
Yeah.
Nothing came about it, so I haven't reached out and said anything. But I don't have to work with you. You do not have to pay me for me to say your name. If it fits and a situation comes, I'm connecting you, and I can get out the way.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Now, that's the best type of way to be. We always say that how your name is in rooms that you don't even know that they're in. Big rooms.
Either way, but
Either way, I mean, your name is out here in rooms. You know what I'm saying? People's talking about you. Somebody talking about us right now.
Right.
You know, and you don't know who it is. So it's so important to treat everybody with respect.
Yes.
And honestly, man, I don't gain anything if you lose.
Nothing.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your gain is my gain. Sometimes your lose is my lose. If I put you on to somebody and I vouch for you and you do a bad deal, now you messing up my relationship.
Facts.
Wow.
You know, now you messing up my network, right? Because I'd have vouched for you and then you did something crazy.
Right.
Because that's another thing, right? You got to
That
be
happened.
careful. You got to be careful who you introduce people to.
True.
You know, and that's not gatekeeping.
No.
You know, because some people out here, they actually gatekeep because they know that you could take off.
Right.
But then you also have to be, protective of your network.
That's wisdom. That's wise.
That's
wisdom.
wise, because, I wouldn't say like, hey, I know my guy Jamel, he could put you on, because if I send you to Jamel
and it's trash,
and you trash, then he gonna look at me like, bro, your man's trash. Like, why you send buddy over here?
They should send it to me first, because
exactly.
I'm a cipher through that. We're gonna recycle what we should. Like, that's where I come in. I'm gonna help you to present yourself so that no one is saying that. And I'm gonna be honest.
See, and that's I want to go there with you in terms of branding and building brands to the artist or the comedian, the singer, the songwriter, whatever the case is, entertainment in that space, to that individual that believes they need a manager or whatever, or want a manager, want to get to that next level. What are maybe some things that they should be focused on themselves, and then what are some keys that they can kind of look for in a manager, so to speak? What should you do before you say, I need Connect the Stars, I need a manager?
From working in this field, and I'm a manager by default. Let me be clear.
That's
manager
a real way
default.
to put it. By default.
I'm really a manager by default, and just gonna put this out there. I am not looking for clients, and I'm not taking on any more clients.
Yeah.
Really, ever. And I'll just say that's how I feel at this moment. But what I will do is teach you, so that you could be prepared for a manager. And to answer your questions, you have to have something to manage. You have to understand the type of managers. Do you need a business manager? Do you need a travel manager? Do you need a day-to-day manager? There is no one size fit all. You can have a manager who takes care of all of those things, but you also can have somebody who does things, because a lot of people like to think manager assistant. They're not the same.
Yeah.
Because the way, for one, managers get paid. So if you have me doing all this front work as your assistants need a day-to-day check for the things that they're doing. But if I'm a manager and I'm getting paid off of the back end, 10, 20, whatever managers are getting paid, well, you have to have something that we can both benefit from financially.
Yeah.
If I'm building it for you, then I'm your developer. I'm an artist developer. If I'm booking you places, I'm your booking agent.
Right.
So you have to be clear on where you are. If I'm helping you to create your brand, I'm your brand manager, or I'm your marketing person. Where are we at? Where are you at?
Right.
Are you in the studio and think I'm gonna sit there with you for 5 hours while you create a song?
Right.
I'm not. But because so many people do
some people need that,
but
unfortunately.
Exactly.
Some people need, but you think you need a manager, but you need to learn.
Or you need a writer. You need to have you some friends who help you to write, or you need a dope producer.
Right.
You need, and so this is where everything kind of, in my opinion, gets thrown off a little bit, because people do it with their friends who also are managers, and they're just their friends. So like, I'm gonna ride with you and I'm gonna hold you. But honestly, you can check my resume and some of these other known Chicago managers, and I'm not comparing, but what I've learned is I have my same people from day one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even when I try to, y'all gotta go. It's not.
Look, we done had Starr do everything she named on that list.
Everything, bro.
And she's still here, y'all.
And I'm gonna do it. But a lot of people don't have the same manager because they're not clear on what the expectations are.
Yeah.
And they think that the manager is a magician is going to make it happen.
A bank.
Or when they get hired,
Right.
A bank, exactly. Or when they get hired, they expect for, a bigger manager is going to always come. And then you put the one who did all the groundwork to the side.
Exactly. No
For-
loyalty, man. No loyalty to the guys or the girls, man, that's getting you to the next level, man. Like, y'all don't understand when you negotiate, even like to your point, if you have another manager that comes in, you have to negotiate your current manager in that deal.
Yep.
You got to make sure that they are
Basis.
straight, even if it's a severance. Make sure that they are straight in that deal. You cannot be selfish, man. Stop getting the bag and throwing away people for money.
Yep.
Stop doing that. Stop doing that, man, because you You have no idea. Listen, you can always make more money, but I can't get your relationship back. I can't get your friendship back. I can't get your trust back.
Yep.
You know, and I can't get into now rooms that you can get in. You know what I'm saying? I can't never get that back.
You said it. The world is small.
The world is small, but if I know for a fact, hey man, you helped me get here. I know when I met you.
Yep.
From the $500 gigs that I thought I was on to the $1,000 gigs and I thought I was on, and we hit 2,000. I ain't even want to give you your percentage, you know, because now I'm thinking I'm on. But then come on now, man, people's out here doing 200, 300, a $500,000, $1,000 deal, bro. You know, they doing a $500,000 deal, and that's where the real money is at. So man, make sure that you negotiate and you put the people that was there with you in position.
And communicate.
And communicate.
Communication can work wonders for in terms of your character in whatever industry you're in. Communicating with your manager, your business partners, where you are, where you guys are headed. Are you on the right track? Is your manager satisfied with the relationship?
Yeah,
it ain't.
exactly.
It's not just about you and you trying to get where you trying to go and throwing people to the side when, like you said, when the next shiny thing comes along. Exactly. Really, like I think about. It's like we always want the big thing. Like you said, you got a manager. That manager's in the trenches with you, footing the bill, showing up to the 6-hour studio sessions that you was late for. Your manager can do all of these things, and then they get you in that room where you at that showcase, and you finna meet Def Jam Records, and you finna do this, you finna do crazy, that. Oh, Jay-Z was in the room. So, and then you forget your manager and don't even communicate with him. Don't even, like you say, don't introduce him, don't work him in the deal, don't do none of that. It's like you got there yourself when you was doing karaoke gigs.
Dude, especially if they was working. Now, everything I said do not count for somebody who's not working. If you're not putting in the work, then yeah, you out.
And also, let me say this, the opposite for managers. Don't get these artists and think that they're green or don't understand something, and you come in with manipulation, and then it's the other. Because
be honest.
A lot of the relationships end due to finances. True. Either the manager feels like, you owe me this because I've been putting in this money, and the artist is like, no, you stealing money from me. But in reality, you probably weren't stealing money. You probably were getting money that was owed to you, but because y'all didn't communicate and that paperwork was not in order, you doing something backhanded because you realize you keep asking for your money and it's not coming to you. Yeah. But the thing is to be honest, to communicate openly, and to really enjoy the journey together as friends. Because it boils down to, I'm telling you, like, one of my clients has had some of the biggest people come to him, and I'm like, you might want to take that deal. You might want to go. He like, we linked in blood. Like, I'm not leaving you. And I'm like, but bro, this is so-and-so, so-and-so. He like, I'm not leaving, because I have a business partner as well. He's like, I'm not leaving you and the business partner. Like, that's it. I mean, will bring me to the person, like, I got a manager. And we'll have a conversation because he'll say, hey, I got management. And will bring us on the phone. We talking. They, managers, they love to talk and they get da-da-da-da. But when you're talking to another person who understands
the business
and wants to do right, you can see through it. And so I'll say, what about this? Or what about that? And then they're like,
I don't want to talk to Starr no more. I don't want to talk to the manager no more.
And so this person has realized that money or no money, I have his best interest.
That's the
over my
part.
interest.
That's what you need in your life.
That's what you
interest,
need, man.
or your best interest over my best interest. Yeah. So even with us, and whoever, it's been plenty of times where it might not have been enough in the beginning for the money. Y'all go ahead. Yeah. I don't need no money I'm good. I'll get it next time or in other ways, or it's gonna come. But people not like that. They gotta. I'm not working if I don't get my share. Yeah. I'm not gonna. Nope.
People don't understand, man. You got to give. like we talked about this in a couple podcasts back, where it's like you have to give. I had an example and everything. Like, it's like if you don't give, you can't receive.
Period.
If you don't give, you cannot receive. Sometimes you have to take a back seat to the dollar. Sometimes you might say, all right, man, I'm going to pass this paycheck. I'm going to pass this money because they need it more. They working. And you looking at other people's situations, hey, they got kids, they got son, they got this. They ain't had a check in a while. Right. Let them have that check. And you going to be good because giving, your needs going to be met.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you give, you know what I'm saying? That's a God that we serve, where your needs is going to be met.
Period.
You know, my needs is not met with nobody having to give me anything. You know, God's going to provide.
Yep.
God's going to put the people in our lives that needs to be there.
And my mother always taught me a closed hand cannot get anything in or out.
For sure.
So that way, as much as I feel like one of my clients always tells me like, man, you a beast, or you deserve this, or you should be living in this house, and you should be so much bigger. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that, and I'm happy that he even told me like one time, are you living in the house that your dream house yet? And I'm like, no, not yet. Well, I ain't done grinding, and I appreciate that.
cool.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Y'all
dope.
have even told me stuff like that, like, hey, we here, we getting close.
We told you where we moving.
Hey,
Hey,
man, everybody eat, B.
pack a bag, pack a
everybody-
bag.
Everybody eat.
Everybody does, and I think people feel that way because of how I move.
Right.
I remember I had like a little party or whatever. It's my birthday, but I'm giving out money. You know?
Now wait a minute, because I was trying
Not to
I was
talk about her
trying not
birthday.
to go there.
Bro, her birthday was
But
legendary. bro.
You said magic, the word magic a couple minutes ago.
Oh.
It hit my mind.
Man.
But even when you was talking about your experiences with certain bosses and them seeing the boss in you ultimately, like this event, it was your birthday,
Crazy as you
and I remember, actually, I'm going to go back. It was like maybe 5 or 6 months before that. You was like, Jamel, I'm doing something on my birthday. Just mark your calendar. I can't tell you what it is, but I'm doing something that's going to be real special. It's going to be real special. And soon as I saw it, I was like, man, I got to pull up.
Right.
I got to be a man of my word. It's your birthday. I'm pulling up. That was the most amazing.
Yeah.
I can't call it a concert. It was like it
Got
was
everything going
It
on.
was a concert. It was a business panel.
It was a magic show.
The best magic show I ever been to. That was the best part.
Yeah, man.
But you were so creative with that.
and it was so talented, and it's like tapped into the city.
Right.
And I have to give credit to the person who put it on for me with listening to my ideas and suggestions and not being so close fist where he was like, I ain't going to do that way. You know, he was like, that's perfect because they were launching, something special that day.
Right.
And everything I wanted to do aligned with everything that needed to be. And they did their thing with that.
Yeah, that was magical.
And
man.
to be honest, y'all know, I don't celebrate my birthday. I don't make big deals for myself. And he was like, nah, this gonna be your birthday party. We making this happen. I'm like, no, he's like, we gonna do it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna fight against it. Okay, because I'm learning to be able to receive back. And it was that. It did blow my mind. And that's why I was able to, my appreciation was y'all didn't have to come. So even though it was my birthday and people think they should be receiving, I'm going to tap your hand with just a little bit, just thank you for coming. That's my appreciation.
Right on time.
Right on time.
No, but the way you brought everything and everybody into one room, once again, so that everybody's light could shine.
And ain't that crazy? Even being in that back room, at that event, it was so much talent and so much everything there. It was crazy. Like I was looking at that, I was like, wow, she has a lot of people in one space, one room in Chicago, all peaceful, all love. Nobody on no BS, nobody no egos, you know what I'm saying? And everybody here ready to work. Everybody
who brought him in the room.
What you need me to do? You need me to go out? You want me to perform? You want me to do a concert? You want me to do my stand up? You want me to do this? I mean, everything that, bro. And it's like, it was crazy. And I'm just in there like, anybody want some bread?
No, they loved y'all there.
Yeah, it was dope, man. And man, I was honored to be there, man. I'm looking forward to the next joint. For sure.
Y'all know I don't celebrate.
No, so
but
what is to come? Like,
so to come is the start of my YouTube channel, Starr's Journey 2.
Nice.
Just basically tapping into my journey of being a single mother at this moment. I know it won't be long, no, but
there you go.
Balancing out working, balancing out owning, balancing out a household, 2 children, balancing out church, my sorority, you know, just different things in life and my journey of my failures, my successes, but most importantly, a new thing I've learned, but being a business disciple. So as I learn, I teach, you know, so disciples, you know, the meaning of a disciple is when they learn, they teach. And I have now branded myself as a business disciple because that is my calling, is to teach things. Like, it's not for me. Like, I can have a conversation with a person, and this happens quite often, which is
Change their life.
it's kind of strange. Like, at first I used to be like, but the emotions of people come out because when I talk to them, they have like breakthroughs and, you know, things of that nature. But it's because I'll say something that I would have never thought about. And I realized God told me this was for you. This pertained to your business. This was for you. These are ideas that are great, but they're not for me to do.
Right.
You know, they're not for me. And to be honest, like, I'll help you through them, which is why they came through me, but they're for you. Like, it could be somebody with a nail polish line. I'm like, oh, you got to do this and do this and do. And I've been like, well, I ain't think of that for myself because it wasn't for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was for the person I was speaking with. And it happens all the time to the point where I'll talk to people and I'm like, it's something like, that's that journey we was talking about that purpose.
Right.
That's when I started realizing it's something different in my conversations. And I'm not giving myself the credit, but I had to pray and ask and say, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I want to share this story real quick. When I used to work at this strip club.
Hey, shout out to the
I
strippers.
was the operational manager for this strip club. And there was this one particular young lady that would find me all the time and be like, Starr, I need you to pray for me. I need you to, right now, I need you to pray for me because, one, I don't want to get in no fight with nobody. They're making me mad. And two, I need to make some money. And
hey, real quick, let's just clarify. When she said she was working at a strip club, she was not a stripper.
I was the operational manager, so I did all the back end stuff.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we get that.
No.
Somebody be like, man, she was a stripper?
No, not.
Man, so make y'all dance.
Not me, not Juicy ass. Sophia. No. But that was one of those things when I was saying I was always conflicted with working in this industry because where I would get led, I'm like, wait, I ain't never made $1,000 a day. But I don't know if I should, be here, guy. But dang, I done made $10,000 in 3 days. Like, hold on.
Exactly.
Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Should I be taking this money? You know, I'm just being honest. Like, I used to be really conflicted. And honestly, I would leave the strip club and go to church. Like Saturday night, it didn't close until 5. Man. So by the time we got done counting money, it was 7, 8, and sometimes 9 o'clock. I would either catch the 8 a.m. service or I would catch the 10:30, but I would go straight to church. Yeah. After staying up all night in a strip club because I was really conflicted. But one thing let me know for sure I was in the right place at the right time, and they needed me there. When that girl would come to me for prayers, I never told her I was a Christian. I never told her I go to church. I never told this girl anything. And if anything, I wasn't trying to set myself out, apart from anybody. And she was a feisty fighter. Like, I'm not going to say I was scared of her, but I didn't want to be on her bad side. Right. And when she would come to me, she was like, I don't know what it is about you, but I know you pray. And I'm like, who told you that? You know what I'm saying? Right. And so one time I prayed for her and I'm holding her hand. Now, I was not comfortable with praying with people out loud. I am not a person who's like, let me pray for you. Right. Prayer for me was also very personal, something I do for myself. And, when I do it, so that was very different for me. And it was pushing me out, and more into my spirituality because I'm like, do I say no? Because that's what I want to say because I'm uncomfortable. Right. I don't want to pray.
God was out loud, making you graduate.
To be honest. And I don't want to do it in front of people. And so I was praying for her. That's crazy. I was praying for her. She in her little stripper outfit and other dancers are coming in and things of that nature. And they like, oh, I want to get in on this. Pray for me too. And eventually I wish the security or somebody would have took a picture because it was me and all these dancers touching with our heads bowed and praying. And it clicked for me. Oh, God got me where he wants me to be. And I remember one of the guys who ran at the promoters, he'd be like, I'm about to quit. He's like, we need one good Christian in here. I'm like, who? He said, we always got to have one Christian in the club. I said, who keep telling y'all that I am? But I realized when you walk a certain way, you don't have to say a word.
You don't have to say a word.
You
Hey, and here's the thing, man. Jesus did not hang around saints.
It's true.
He hung with sinners.
And I didn't judge. I had
No.
fun. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was having fun and doing my job and things of that nature. So that was the part I didn't understand why they thought I was so different from them.
Yeah, and that's I'm glad you mentioned that, because what I would say is, like, just my personal opinion is, as Christians, we have to stop being so judgmental about different industries. Because we need to, matter of fact, we need to be in them so that we can bless those industries, because our people are still in these industries, and not all of them have the freedom to leave and get out when they want to. And to that point, somebody was praying, they all want prayer. They need it. They need that prayer in their life. You never know what somebody's going through, and it's not listen, let me say this again. It is not our job to judge.
Nope.
You don't know why they there, bro.
You don't know why they there, bro.
Are the way they are.
We are not judgers. We should not be judging people, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And Starr, you're not the only person in this room, on this platform, that has left the strip club or anywhere else and gone to church.
Amen.
For real.
Amen. And honestly, I think I've learned more from those people that would tell you, like, I need something different in you, that person, or than some of the people that I sit next to in the church that don't even speak to me. I'm just saying, or different things like that. Yeah. And so I realize humans put people in boxes and compartments and things. God puts us everywhere. And that's to that thing of earlier when you asked me, how did you get on this journey? It was by accident. Yeah. Because I was trying to keep my Christianity.
Right.
And what I was trying to keep it separate, to be honest, because I was still learning. I was still growing. I'm still in a journey. I don't know. Because you go to church and it's like, you bad. You shouldn't have been listening to that music. You shouldn't even took the job at the strip club. It's no way that you did that. But I'm happy the church I go to, because what happened was, one time my pastor was speaking, and he was talking about a time that he went to, like, I guess he called it a juke joint, back in his day.
Right.
Juke joint.
And he was saying, he felt conflicted because he was going in there to prayer, but that was his mission at that time.
Yeah.
He was going in there to pray. And when he said that, I had already been doing this for a while. It made me, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the right place. And I am enough that they feel comfortable to talk to me.
Right.
Because I'm like them, but I have something that they want, and they're not sure what it is.
They don't know what it is.
People know when you're different. That's a God thing. You
That's
feel
a God
it.
thing.
That's amazing. And I remember even recently I was conflicted. It's an opportunity coming up for us.
Yep.
And I was conflicted with it, and I was having, what I'm saying, like, issues with it.
And I'm like, man, you tripping.
Jamel, like, man, you tripping, man. What you talking about?
It's a lot on the table.
Exactly.
And he shared it with me.
And I shared it with our manager. I'm like, hey, listen, like I'm a little conflicted. Like, what do you think? And she told me, and I think she told me this story. And when she said that, I was like, wow. I'm like, okay. And I prayed about it. And then I realized that I was supposed to be in this particular industry because God need his people in this industry.
He need us at the table.
He need us at the table because that's how he going to get into this industry.
Yes.
Right.
That's how this industry is going to help change lives for the better instead of, what I'm saying, like, making it worse. So, I took that and I prayed and I read the word, what I'm saying? And then then it was another confirmation. I went to church and the pastor was talking about it. Mm-hmm. Then it was another confirmation. I was listening to Sarah Jakes and she was talking about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, I done got like 2 or 3 confirmations.
Sarah Jakes one out. You said it to me.
Yeah, I
exactly.
sent it to him right now. I said, listen to this. This
exactly.
was on fire.
Yes. She was on fire. I ain't never heard her preach like that. That was crazy. But
and we're not there forever. It's it's temporary. When God wanted us in a thing, I was uncomfortable, but he took and the great thing about when you're obedient, I'm sorry, listeners, like I didn't mean to turn this into a sermon.
Oh, let's get back to the brand.
Let's get back to it.
But when you obedient back into the things that we're saying, I left and I've been making that much money since.
Right.
To be honest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where I realized, like that was, I'm being honest, I was working full time at a media company at at a place, and I never made that much money.
Yeah.
And when I made that money, and like I said, I was still feeling conflicted, but I got out and I was like, man, I don't want to quit because so much money. But when God moves you and you're obedient, he said, you're good, you're done there. And I still kept that same energy and financial gain up because I did my job.
No, that's facts.
And so he blessed me for doing my job. And it wasn't for me to get sucked in. That's the key. We don't get sucked in.
Right.
Hey, because that's the love of money. You know, we're not doing it for the love of money. You do it, it's a great opportunity. But listen, guys, every opportunity sometimes ends.
Pray about it.
You know, every opportunity is not meant to be forever. You can get an opportunity right now. It's a one-time $100,000 deal.
Right.
That's cool. You made $100,000, bro. Move on.
Sometimes you need to be ready to move on.
Sometimes you got to be ready to move on. You can't be like, but it's an opportunity. We can really, if you made 100,000, we can make $1 million. Bro, it's not meant for you to make $1 million.
Yep.
You made 100, move on.
Yep.
It might be 50, it might be 20, it might be 5,000. Whatever it is, you get that and you move on.
And let's be real, bro. We walked away from a $20 million opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
I don't have $20 million.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But your convictions, and even when you told me you were conflicted in your mind, what I tell you, bro, I'm glad you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad you conflicted, because the first thing you did was you went and talked to God and you listened to what God had to say to you as well, bro. You let him speak to you, let him minister to your heart. You were conflicted for a reason, and the first thing you did was you stopped and you went and talked to God, bro.
100%.
That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
You have
That's
to,
what we gotta do.
And you got to have people around you that you can have these conversations with and be honest with. You know, you got to have people that can say, hey, bro, I know, man, it's a huge opportunity over there, but I kind of feel conflicted about this.
Right.
And then you, instead of saying, hey, man, stop being a baby, man, and come on. You like, hey, bro, okay, hey, go pray about it. Let me know.
Right.
You know, hey, cool. You know, I can go to Starr and be like, hey, Starr, I'm conflicted with this issue. Like, what you think? And she say same thing. Okay, let's pray about it.
That's two, right?
That's two. And then next thing you know, God starts showing you things. And because as Christians, we still have that base where we feel like, I can go in there.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't be
I'm
seen
be
in there.
judged. I'm going to be judged.
Traditions. It's the
it's
traditions. A lot of times,
traditions.
it's not what even you feel in your heart or what you feel is right or wrong, but it's,
It's traditions, bro. And then we got to realize, man, just like any other type of people, man, but Christians, we've been hurt before in our life, man. And
Trauma's
sometimes
real.
if we don't get over that, hurt people.
hurt
people.
Yeah, trauma is real.
Yeah.
And especially in business. Business trauma, especially amongst poverty or poor people. Because it's the difference of that dollar mean everything to me versus a person who, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. Sometimes, like, rich people, they may be greedy and they just want the dollar to have. But when you're a poor person, and that dollar is the difference between you buying some oodle noodles for your kids. And yes, I said oodle noodles.
Oodles and noodles.
Or ramen,
Right.
and so.
Ramen for
We don't call no ramen, bro. It's oodles and noodles,
Oodle
bro.
noodles.
Southside Chicago. If you got a problem with it, so what? Oodles
And noodles.
and noodles.
No, but seriously, sometimes that dollar is a sacrifice, and you have to, that's where that faith and trust come in.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about y'all out there, but I've been in a place where I'm like, what do I do with this last $5?
Real talk. Oh, for real.
Man, going through old jackets, like, man, why couldn't I left a $100 bill in this jacket?
Listen, bro, I got stories, bro. It's been times in my life I've been so broke,
man,
that in church, when they say give, bro, I'm giving like 50 cents. And I was blessed the 50 cent was in there.
Yes.
I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing.
Man,
I'm talking about bank account negative.
or you
no
fold
money.
Look, it's
like,
worse when
I've
you gotta
been there,
when you gotta walk to
Make
the
it-
front and
make
you
it
fold
real.
up the
You fold
little
the
dollar.
$1 so they don't see it. Or how about like back in the day when you was with your mama, or even whenever, like if somebody slides you that $1, you be like, hey, thank you, bro, thank you.
Right.
Appreciate that $1.
but that's all in your growth. Because
praying over it.
You
Yeah.
praying over it, man.
And that's all in growth.
That's
And
all in growth, man.
in growth, and
Facts.
it's all part of the journey. And I'm
That's
sorry,
hilarious.
it just makes me laugh because,
I gave though,
hey,
Real talk.
it's
and I only supposed to give 10%, bro. That was 100%. That was 100%, bro.
That 50 cent
Hey,
was 100%.
Hey, if that 50 cent was 100% of what I had.
no, seriously,
So,
like,
hey.
man, I got $5. God, I love you, but I need $2.50 for the gas
I
tank.
got
I'm not
$2.50 for the gas. Hey, you got change for $5, bro.
Man,
No, but seriously, I'm sorry, y'all. Let's get back.
Hey, this has been an epic podcast.
We done changed. We done went on and went on.
Hey, man, and shout out to the new I don't know what you call this podcast set.
Set, yeah,
this
is
is
a set. We made it a set.
Yeah, we made it a set.
God made it. God did. God
It's
did.
amazing. I love it.
Yeah. And man, we so honored that you are our first guest.
Period.
You know, we want to give you your flowers while you can still smell them.
And that sounds weird, like saying you're a guest.
It is. I mean, because you're family,
You've been
man.
saying that the whole time.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm trying to get in my head to get used to having guests. You know.
No, you're right.
That's all. For me, I'm like, I gotta stay in the guest mode.
And I would love to be. I love to be the guinea pig. Like, thank
on.
you.
Yeah,
like, if
for
you
sure.
gonna have a trial and error with anybody,
Right.
Hey,
let it be with
let's
me.
get it, man.
First time's a charm.
first
Time is charm.
For sure.
Yes.
And I think it was a positive conversation. You know,
Oh,
I
period.
think it was crazy, man.
Period.
I think there's a lot of jewels that you dropped.
Thank you.
Our listeners are going to be extremely excited to hear this one.
Yep.
It's going to be a big one.
Hey. Oh no.
I was gonna say, let them know where they can follow you at.
Yeah,
and
please,
what's going
please.
on.
Okay, you can follow me on my Instagram, which is Connect the Stars with 2 R's. So it is Connect spelled out, the spelled out, not duh, but THE. And Stars, STARRS, spelled out. So Connect the Stars on Facebook, Connect the Stars on Instagram, Connect the Starr on Twitter, and my new YouTube page, which is Starr's Journey and the number 2. I'm going to be giving so much dope information. I hope that you guys can go on the journey with me. Women, mothers, men, anyone who wants to learn business, but not just from a classroom setting, but from a let's do this together setting. That's, what I plan to do with my channel is to actually teach you as I'm learning, and I'm going to start a Facebook community so that we can network and teach each other, because
I'm in there.
I'm still learning. I don't know it all, but I know that the more of us that come together, the more that we can do in a positive vibe. And I love people, y'all. So
That's dope.
I'm ready to teach you guys and help you guys along the way. So
Are you still here in Chicago?
as of now,
Right.
as of now, yes, I'm definitely here in Chicago. I'm going to be doing some events here and there. So check my Instagrams, check my YouTube. Definitely help me build this YouTube community, because that's my way of being able to help the masses. Honestly, yeah, I just want to be a servant, y'all. I just want to help.
Let's do it,
I want to
man.
leave my footprints on this earth.
That
before
you
I
do.
leave
Let's
here.
get it.
So y'all heard it, man. So y'all know how to get in contact with her, man. You know what I'm saying? Dope person to tap into, a dope person to watch her journey as she continued to change lives. She, like I said, I'm here in the flesh. She did it for me. She did it for Jamel.
Yep.
She did it for some other great people here that you guys know well. So man,
Tap in.
tap in.
Tap.
Hey, don't
in.
forget to go visit, man, blackbreaduniversity.com. Catch some ebooks on there, get some education on there, some highlights and different things of that nature. And don't forget, this podcast is on all platforms. And if this is your first one that you ever watched, go back. We got 4 more that's also pretty dope that you guys really want to check out and help you grow.
1,000 more to go.
Final words.
Black Bread Show. Again, Starr, so honored to have you here.
Yes.
Thank you for being here with us. I think we are just beginning to change the game, not only for ourselves, but just giving opportunity for information to be shared. And this show, this platform continues to grow and evolve. So I'm grateful for that. Grateful to be a part of this great team. This the team, y'all. Let's keep it real.
Hey, this is a team, bro. This
the team.
Hey,
We just
and
brought
got
home this
Asha
side
back
of the
here.
camera.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Asha on the ones and twos.
Asha, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She cold, man. So
Yeah.
we good.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to say congratulations. You guys have
Thank you, man.
broke so many barriers, and I tell you guys all the time, but I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all don't understand. I had to fight through tears when y'all first opened up, just not to be emotional, but congratulations. And I just wish y'all, and I already know that it's going to be so much success. Like,
Oh man,
the journey's not even starting for real. Like this
receive for real.
y'all out here, like, this is amazing. So
This is just the beginning, man. Appreciate that, man. Let's go.
let's get it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Bring your energy. This brand is truly for us.